logs off late from a long day's call, solving problems, juggling it all. When the day is done and the sun goes down, she trades the job for the open ground. There's hay to haul and stalls to clean, a muddy path where her soul feels seen. It's not just chores, it's something more. It's the dream she's always been working for. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's proven what a dream is worth. You don't need fame, you don't need praise, just a will to give and a heart that stays. She's got spreadsheets open by morning light, with horses waiting come early night. She's not chasing gold or spotlight gleam, she's just living out her kind of dream. Long days, sore hands, and early starts, but the work she does with heart. 'Cause when you earn it with your time and sweat, you never live with one regret. So don't you wait for the perfect day. Find your fire and lead the way. You can thrive in both your worlds, wearing strength like a strand of pearls. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's showing what her life is worth. Follow your heart and don't let go. You've got more fire than you know. Work hard, stay true, and see it through. Your double life might be the real you.
Well, hey, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Happy Timeout Tuesday from my office, my little safe haven that has gotten a little bit crowded with all of the Christmas shopping and in and out and not being home. Tomorrow, though, I'm going to do a full-on clean out, organize, in between all of the cooking and things that have to be done. Welcome, though, to Timeout Tuesday, where we can unload about it all and just have a little bit of us time, which I'm so desperately in need of and so excited to be here for. So in Timeout Tuesday, traditional Timeout Tuesday fashion, we're going to have ourselves a little cocktail. And tonight's cocktail, because it's the holiday season, y'all. It's the holiday season. Bum, ba-da. We are going to have us a Bailey's vanilla mint shake because we do not care and because we deserve it. It's a sipper, okay? This isn't a guzzler or a chugger. It's a sipper. And you don't have to have a cocktail if you don't want to, but I want to. It's green. It's not the prettiest green, but it is a... Let's just go a little bit more. Okay. Are you ready for this? Because I'm ready for this. I'm super extra. I also realize that that's more of a St. Patrick's Day, but mint and holiday sipper drinks just go together, okay? That's how we're doing this. Cheers, y'all, to Timeout Tuesday. Oh, yeah. That's good. Now, in full disclosure, I did turn a pot of coffee on at about 4 o'clock, and I was like, that'll be good because I'll have coffee for Timeout Tuesday. And then I got really busy and forgot about drinking coffee, and then we ran to the jail north to be able to do chores, and now we're back, and I put on a clean shirt because my shirt had Roman on it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to show up like I know what I'm doing and at least pull myself together to that caliber. I washed my hair last night, and boy, do I have stories for you about last night and the last couple of days. I washed my hair last night in a Walmart parking lot. Yes, I showered in a Walmart parking lot in front of God and everybody because I needed it a lot. I washed my hair and then I went into Walmart with wet hair. Very unlike me, but I did not care. I put on my I do not care Melanie Sanders approach of I do not care that I'm going into Walmart at 9 o'clock at night with wet hair. I put on normal clothes. It wasn't pajamas. I put a bra back on. It was fine. It was totally fine. I got the groceries that I needed for Thanksgiving. I know you're laughing, but I didn't think that I was going to have time today or tomorrow. And to be really honest, the last place that I want to be near tomorrow is a grocery store or Walmart or even pickup. Like the day before Thanksgiving is the most horrible time to gather things. And I was already there. And when in Rome, you just do it. So I got everything I needed. It was rather convenient because it was 9 o'clock at night and almost no one was there. I'm good. I'm good to go. I put it in the belly of the RV and anything cold went in the fridge, which was quite convenient. Grocery shopping in the Mini Pearl is pretty much elite status, I think, as far as keeping everything cool. But let me tell you a thing or two, okay? So something happened to me this morning. I'm going to kind of maybe do this a little bit backwards. I smiled from ear to ear today because I received a compliment. I stopped at my last place to get gas this morning, and inside of it was also a Whataburger restaurant, which is a burger place. And yeah, it was 9 a.m. and I was ordering food because I didn't really eat the last couple of days besides some snacky stuff, beef jerky mostly. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to order food. So I go inside because you can't do a drive-through in the Mini Pearl. And the young man, who's about 20, has a full beard and comes up and he has a hairnet on his beard and head. And I'm all like, hi, good morning. I'd like to order X. And he pauses and he goes, your necklace is beautiful. Suddenly, I feel my confidence boosting and I'm like, I may look like I just got up a few hours ago and have been driving for 3 days, but I'm getting a compliment right now. And I was like, why, thank you. And I clutched my own pearls at that point in time. And he goes, and oh my gosh, they match your earrings and everything. That is so classy. And I feel myself standing up a little bit taller. And I'm like, a young man that notices that is so sweet. He wasn't hitting on me. He was like 20. He was just being so sweet and just complimentary. And here I am at a little fast food restaurant. And yeah, it made me start to feel better. And I was like, thank you. Most people don't notice that. And then he goes, you remind me of my grandma. Dude, you were doing so good. I don't know how to take that. You remind me of my grandma? I hope to goodness it's the glasses and earrings. Because while I may be a grandma, you're 20. Your grandma's not 43. Maybe you should change that up a little bit because you had me going up here and now I feel like straight down. Like take them off. Like forget it. Just cover them up. Forget that we said anything at all. I remind you of your grandma. Don't worry though. I fired back with, she must be a really cool grandma. But still, the build up and the letdown, like all at 9 a.m. this morning. And I'm like, yeah, give me the milkshake I ordered at 9 a.m. because that's what I had for breakfast was a milkshake. It's fine. It's totally fine. Okay. So on Sunday, my intentions were that I was going to leave Xander and Kendra's around noon and drive until about 6 o'clock. That put me halfway and then also only about an hour into driving in the dark, but it was interstate and I knew the path. So here's the thing. I went to my grandma's and we got to talking. I was at my mom's and we got to talking. And I then went back to hold Kinley one more time. And then I might have dozed off holding her a little bit. And I didn't get to leave until about 2 o'clock. Still not the end of the world. I'm like, I could still make it halfway. It'll be fine. What I did not anticipate was the construction and traffic on a Sunday night near Little Rock, and the fact that certain parts of my trip were going to take even longer. So while I made it almost halfway, I actually chose to stop before the halfway point simply because I was tired. I was exhausted. I couldn't see very well anymore. And I was like, no worries. I'll get up in the morning and get a move on because there's storms coming and I want to beat them. This all sounds wonderful and logical. And after the live Sunday night, I also had to switch places from where I originally stayed because I had a total stalker creep who was like super excited to be Paul Blart the mall cop, and that was a whole other adventure. Lesson learned, will not try that space ever again. So, went ahead and the next morning got up and got to moving at 6 a.m. Well, Little Rock traffic at 6 a.m. turns out to be horrific still because they're doing that construction that they were trying to finish up before their rush hour traffic. So, getting from one part of Little Rock to the other, and again, this is not actually Little Rock, it's like towns before, towns after. Should have taken me 30 minutes. It took 3 hours. And now it's also starting to rain. It wasn't supposed to rain that to that caliber. It's drizzling, but I mean, like, it's starting to rain at this point in time. So there's wrecks, there's just traffic and no one can drive in the rain. And I'm being extra crazy cautious, and I'm trying my best to drive, to focus, all these things, but the weather's pretty intense. And it's now 9 o'clock in the morning, and I have calls that I must do. So I pull off the road, safe place, secure space where RVs are allowed, and I do my calls for work for the next couple of hours. I had really had hopes of making it all the way to the Texas border or close to it at that point in time. And I was literally nowhere near that because of the traffic that happened that morning. So I pulled over, did my calls, went through all of that and thought, I'll get back on the road now. It's only raining. Surely we can drive in the rain. I was incorrect because at this point in time, the radar showed basically my entire path in the red. And not only was it was moving along my path. Like, it was the entire interstate was red and yellow. Like, it was horrible storms for the whole day. I knew then I should just call it. I should just pull over, do some more work, catch up on everything that I can, wait for this to pass. I did that. And I did that at a Cracker Barrel. It was beautiful. It was safe. It was great. But now I'm like super extra behind, and it's now like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to try to drive again because it looks like I have a few hour window and that the storms are going to move south. Lies came about in the storm radar because it did not move off of my path. And no matter which way I would have went, it just kept expanding till I got to a point where I called Lester and I said, I have to get off of this highway because I can't keep the Mini Pearl on the road anymore. The Mini Pearl is doing this and I can't control it because the wind is so bad. And every time a semi comes by me, it blows me the other direction and I'm feeling like I'm overcorrecting. It was just dangerous. And the winds were over 50 mile an hour. And it was pouring and visibility was low. There's tornado warnings and flash flood warnings. And I was just like, I got to get off. I'm still in Arkansas at this point in time. Like, I'm right outside of Texarkana and I can't go anywhere. And neither can anyone else at that point in time. Everyone is off of the highway, pulling into this truck station place that I was at. And every spot is full. and no one's even getting out of their vehicles to go inside. Like everybody's staying there. And I parked facing the wind. So like my face of the mini pearl is facing the wind. So that way I'm not sideways with it or anything like that. And I said a few prayers. There's very little cell phone reception, very little visibility. I couldn't see the rest of the parking lot. Like it was scary. I watched the weather like a hawk. And I sent Lester radar images. I sent him location, and my location was turned on my phone. But just in case we lost cell signal, I wanted him to know like where I was. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I don't know the best place to, I mean, yes, getting out and running into the building for me physically probably was the best solution should it gotten any worse. But at the same time, like, that building didn't look so great either, so I just stayed where I was. And, eventually, that weather passed and went a little bit south to where I could get up and around Texarkana, and I'm watching these storms unfold then from where I was all the way to home, and it's just going, and it's just going, and there's tornado warnings, and now those winds, as I'm gonna be driving north to south, are gonna be blowing from west to east with a southward, so it's blowing up at me and across at the same time. And I just told Lester, I was like, I can't believe this is happening, but I'm gonna have to stay somewhere else tonight because I don't think it's safe for me to drive home. You can't see the thought of deer, the rain, and I realize deer bed down whenever it's raining as well, but at the same time, the thunder, the lightning, the wind, the trees falling all around, it was a really bad storm night. I had my radio, my two-way radio with me just in case as well, but it was treacherous. And I found a car wash to be able to pull into to be able to get through some of the worst parts. But I will tell you that I don't really wanna do that again. Like, had I known, like, you always hear, like, "Oh, there's gonna be bad storms, and they'll start around X time," so I was trying to be responsible and beat all of that, but it came much earlier than planned, and I didn't have a chance. Had I known that it was gonna be that bad, I probably wouldn't have even left until today to be able to come home, but here we are. I made it. It took 2.5 days to get here, which is insane, and, I am now a connoisseur of Walmart parking lots. So, cheers to that. It it was pretty scary, but it was a lesson. I'm glad I experienced it to be able to know the limits. Like, I know that sounds really silly, but I know the limits and I feel pretty good about knowing when to stop. The other thing I know is that winter weather is upon us. So, snow, ice, all of those things, the mini pearl will not, will not get brought out in those weather patterns as well. So, um, it was good that everything at home was taken care of and that I was able to just stay and be safe because, well, it gave me peace of mind. But I do feel like I've met my indoor quota with the mini pearl over these last 3 days. Like, we really got to know each other. Because most of the time whenever like, on my drive, I don't do a lot of adventuring when I'm alone. I just wanna get to where I'm going. I'll stop and do a few things here and there, but typically on the way home, I am, like, ready to come home. And I was ready. I was ready, and, the Mother Nature told me, "Absolutely not. That's not gonna happen." So happy to be here, happy to get to see all of the animals and spend a little bit of time with them after work today. Really impressed with Roman's wound healing and Storm's wound healing. I did not grab pictures of those this evening, but I will tomorrow to be able to send those to our vets who are asking for that type of update. Storm's is on the, like, she has a, this is going to be gross. She has a heart-shaped scar or scab right now, and it's healing underneath it, and eventually that's going to protrude out and will fall off, and that will be her hopefully final part. I don't know if she will be able to grow hair over that spot, though. Very curious as to how that's going to go. Um, but she's done really well. She almost made me cry tonight because whenever I walked into the pasture, um, she stayed behind to be able to make sure that I knew that she missed me. And it was special. I caught it on camera for tomorrow's video. I held it together for everybody. Who was like, Jamie, all you ever do is cry. I held it together tonight. Okay, I didn't cry. I I did get to treat Roman tonight, and that looks pretty good as well. So he's got a little bit more to go, but really impressed with how his body has responded. And I know that Lester's been taking care of all of that while I was out of town as well. So it'll be good. We'll see what happens with their scars and if their hair heals or runs over that spot. You know, the human body is amazing, but I think that the animal body is 10 times more amazing, and does some really incredible healing. What else? What else can I talk about? I got to visit with one of my grandmothers. I did not get to see the other set of grandparents, unfortunately. I just ran out of time. Everything that I did was Kinley focused this trip, and spending time, just a smidge of time with my mom and my grandma and even my niece, was sort of layered in and short, to be really frank. My grandma's doing really well, and I'm excited to see her at Christmas and to experience, hopefully, our 5-generation picture at Christmas this year with her. So I warned her, and we'll be hopefully gathering that soon. My mom's doing really great. If you saw today's video, you saw that she called me a liar. She's like, I do too, collect things. I know she collects things, but it's a very selective collect, and her stuff was really cute. Although I will say that her lane chest is completely haunted, and I blame the clown. If you haven't watched that video, you should. Then you would understand. But it was good to see her. Always too short. It's always too short. There's never enough time. But most of all, Kinley. Oh my gosh, that little girl is so precious, y'all. And I realize that I'm completely biased because she's my granddaughter, but for grandmas that have more than one, how do you ever love another one? Because I feel like this is everything. Like this is it. This is like completes my life. Can't wait for all the adventures, all the things that we're going to do. I love her so much. And I don't want to do anything but hold her and stare at her and sing to her. We danced in the living room multiple days and sang, and I have all kinds of video of me doing that with her that I shared just like clips of. But I also have this thing of like, should I start a channel that is private, that's just for Kinley? And should I create videos for Kinley that one day, when she's old enough, that she can watch herself and her Mamie with her, or her Mamie talking about her or to her? And I like, a lot of what I do here is absolutely, for her to get to know her Mamie later in life, maybe. But I feel like doing one specifically for her might be something to ease the gap of travel and time, because I can't be there all of the time. First of all, I would get fired, because all I want to do is sit and stare with her and play with her. And second of all, I think that if you're there every single day, the special wears off. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that. That was one of my deep thoughts on my 2.5-day trek. Should have taken a whole day, I guess. Should have taken 12 hours and took 2.5 days. I just thought maybe that's something I should do. I should start a Kinley channel that is private for her, and just upload the special times that we have. Because what if it just dies in my phone forever and she never sees it, and nobody sees it? So it's just a memory that I captured that is like gone forever at that point in time. Because I think that as time goes on, there's gonna be, I hope, many more Mamie and Kinley moments. And whether that's when she's 2 or 5 or 10, I just feel like capturing some of those special things that aren't necessarily for public or things that, need to put out there. It'd be just for her, of like things that I want to tell her, things I want to teach her. I just think that that would be one of the neatest gifts, for when especially when I'm no longer here or no longer able to do some of this stuff. So yes, probably yes. Yeah. Um, but we'll see. Yeah, like a video diary. And I've encouraged you all to do some of those similar things, of like, there's a library up here of you, of your life, of things you know, things you've been taught, or things you've learned. I think that if we don't leave that with someone, it'll be lost forever. And when I go and sit with my grandma, I feel more and more like that I wish that the things that she told me when I was little, or the moments, like I wish there were cameras back then to be able to capture the things, the stories that she would tell us, or the things that she would teach us about cooking and about sewing, or the games they used to play, or just life in general, especially now hearing all those things. I want to hold on to that forever, and I want to be able to pass that on, because it's like it's your legacy, that it's not the big sung awards or accolades. It's you. It's every single day. And I encourage all of you to do something similar for your kids and grandkids and nieces or nephews, or just anyone, because it's so much here that doesn't go anywhere else. I know people write books and things. I'm not that skilled. Um, but I love it. And I think I'm going to do it. What else happened? The house. Oh my goodness. So I got emotional. I know, shocker. Driving by Xander and Kendra's, I'll call it their lot, because the house is gone now. And I was telling my mom, I said I drove by and I actually had to, like, I stopped because it looks nothing like it did. And I had a moment of, I just can't believe it's gone. And it's so weird, because I didn't build that house. I didn't have any emotional connection, except for it was their first house. I think it's just like knowing that that old house served more than just Xander and Kendra, served families before, of maybe just starting out, or maybe that was someone's dream home at some point in time. And I don't know why, but that just made me incredibly emotional. And my mom then tells me, she goes, "You're never going to believe what happened when they were tearing down that second story up top." And I'm like, "Yeah, I watched it." She goes, "No, Jamie." She goes, "After they push that over and the video stops, out pops a set of Pyrex bowls." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Jamie, an entire stack of Pyrex bowls comes out and just plops to the ground, falls from the second story window, and it's sitting in the stack right there in front of the excavator." Mom goes, "I went and got it because I thought, boy, that's weird. I thought they had everything emptied out of the house." And we did have everything emptied out of the house. The house was gutted. Gutted. And Pyrex falls from the second story and survives. Next, when they're pushing it down, out pops Easter decorations, like vintage Easter decorations, some Valentine's Day cards, and Mom said a basket or something else. I forgot what else. She pulls it to the side. She takes pictures of it, sends it to Xander and Kendra, and says, "Where were these? Because they just fell from the second story." Neither one of them had ever seen those before in their life. And when I tell you that the house was gutted, I mean there was insulation left upstairs in certain parts, and I guess downstairs too, but that was it. We had stripped all the wiring out, all the drywall, any paneling, anything like that. So we still do not know from this moment, were they hidden in a wall? Were they hidden in like a floor? Don't know. Like the attic was the house. There's no attic. That's the thing, is like it was stripped down to the trusses. Is that what they're called? The trusses in the ceiling? Nothing. And now I'm like, what do we miss? What else do we miss? What else got thrown away? I'm like all freaking out, wishing that I was there to be able to see this event. Kind of crazy. So my mom took that stuff, which maybe that's why her house is haunted now. I don't know. But it wasn't Xander and Kendra's. They never saw it before, and it survived. Crazy. Now, let me tell you some other weird stuff. Do y'all remember when we were cleaning out their little rent house and I told you that we found pennies in every single room face up as we cleaned and that we saved them? Does anybody remember that? Okay. I told you about the one in the garage, right? Well, my mom pulls up to Xander and Kendra's tearing down house, okay, that day. She pulls into their back where I park all the time, where they park all the time, and gets out of her car and looks down, and there's a penny face up. She calls me and she goes, ha ha ha, good prank. I didn't do that. I don't even have cash ever. Ever. So add that to the penny weirdness. Now, this trip, I pull into Xander and Kendra's and I park alongside their shed in the yard. In the yard. I get out, I walk behind the mini pearl onto the concrete, and lo and behold, as I step down because I'm stepping on pecans, there's a penny. Amongst leaves, amongst rain, I see a penny. I feel like someone is punking us, okay? And then the penny gets even more weird because Saturday, I'm picking up pecans in the yard because, oh my God, there are so many pecans. Like, I came home with 10 gallons of pecans and that was half of one tree. There are still 2.5 more gigantic trees there. I crawled on the ground. Not okay. I would say I'm embarrassed. I'm not actually embarrassed. I crawled on the ground to pick up pecans because they were so plentiful. I'm brushing leaves out of my way, and sure enough, there's a penny. Why? What is up with the pennies? That's what I need to know. Like, the only person in my life that has, like, human that has passed is my grandfather. Is he literally flicking pennies down going, "Ha, let's see if this one freaks her out." I don't know. But it's wild. But anyway, I came home with about 10 gallons of pecans that are not cracked or picked yet. And I feel like my future from when we get back from this trip all the way through winter will be involved with pecan picking. And if I can do it right, I will get a pecan pie made for Thanksgiving. But then hopefully I can pick enough pecans that everybody on Morrow Hill's getting pecans for Christmas, picked pecans. And they may not think that that's of value, but crawling on the ground and then cracking them and then picking them out is hard work. So they better love it. Is all I'm going to say. I am really excited about that. I remember growing up and at my grandparents' house that all winter long, that's what if you were sitting still, you were picking pecans. And I don't mean picking them up. I mean like cracking and taking the little pointy picky thingy to pick them out, and the shells went into one bucket and the pecans went into a bowl, and then once you got to a certain point the pecans went into baggies in the freezer and they were used for baking or anything else. But I am excited to bring a little bit of Illinois. I also intend to try to plant a few because that would be really neat to have a piece of Xander and Kendra growing here. So we'll see. Miss Donna, we had a pecan roller, but these pecans were bedded underneath leaves so much from the day before's rain that it wasn't picking them up. It did okay, but it was missing so many it was just pointless to do. You could spread the leaves out and your two hands just in this little spot right here, two handfuls were just it was unbelievable. I think they call that a mast year. This was a mast year for these. I think that's what it's called for the pecan trees uh, in their yard for whatever reason. And they're not giant. They're probably only about this big, but they're really buttery and they had the most amazing flavor. So I came home with about 10 gallons. My grandmother, I gave her probably about 2 gallons. And then I told my mother, who's off this week, I was like, hey, if you're bored, you should go to Xander and Kendra's and pick up pecans. You should go snuggle that baby and say hi to Kendra too, but you should find your way over to go pick up some pecans because that was a lot. And it feels really weird to like leave them sit. I don't know why. I have like this thing about just leaving them out there feels like a waste. It just feels like a waste. So hopefully she finds time, and they are expensive probably because picking them out sucks. but um but I think that my mom will probably make her way over there. I think the baby incentive will probably help. And then also be able to pick up some of those in their yard. But there were so many that like if you stepped on the concrete on leaves, you could go sailing because there were so many pecans underneath those leaves. I just have never seen anything like it. It was unbelievable. And it made me a little bit sad that I had to leave and stop picking them up because I don't know. It's really like, it's a weird thing. It's just like whenever we pick berries in the spring at the jail north, I don't want to leave any. I want to gather all of them or they'll go to waste. And there's something in my head that says you shouldn't waste them. I know. I'm weird. It's fine. I don't know what just happened to the internet. Can y'all still see me? Because everything just went black. That was so weird. I don't know. Okay. Still good. That was weird. It went black and I was like, I didn't touch anything. I didn't do anything. But we're here. It's going to be fine. It's going to be totally fine. So, I've also told you that for Kinley, one of the other things that I want to do is make sure that the things that I gift her or collect for her are all like vintage toys or things from the past instead of just things that can be bought in a store right now. I gave her one of her Christmas gifts simply because it had to go up in the mini pearl because the next time I go up, I'll have to fly because they'll have weather in the teens and it just won't be a mini pearl trip during that time. So I had to give her one thing, but I've been slowly collecting some of the other things. And I don't intend to make it like a big, huge Christmas this year for her because she doesn't know. But next year is probably going to be a big deal. And they'll be in their house as well. Oh, okay. So some more on their house. So we received the building permit. I don't know if I had told you that. And we received the fact that they are intending to start digging either the end of next week or the beginning of the following. Something is wrong. And I don't know why. I'm going to close a few things here and see if that helps at all, but I don't understand why it's freezing up. Anyway. Yeah, the ghost is interfering. No, I'm on the computer, so it's not a phone call. It's doing it again. I don't like this. I don't have anything else that the internet is using or taking. It's doing it every like 10 seconds now. I did bring the ghost home. My mom kept the dang clown, so I'm not real sure why that's happening. There's not storms happening here. All right, we'll keep going and hopefully it doesn't bother us too bad. So hopes and dreams are that by the 15th we have a poured basement. That is like best case scenario. Worst case scenario is we have a poured basement before the end of the year. Still positive news. Then that has to sit for 30 days before they can bring and do anything else as far as framing the house goes and getting anything else done. Best case scenario, they're in the house by Valentine's Day. Worst case scenario is mid-March, but there's so much that depends on weather and timing of contractors and that type of thing. But we're getting really excited is bottom line. We'll see. They did not have a basement before, Mary. This is a huge upgrade. So it'll be a 9-foot basement, the same size as the house. And I think the house is like 1,500 square foot. It's not a very big house. It's a perfect size house. Let me keep that clear. It's a perfect size house. It's 3 bedrooms and 2 bath. It is the modular that we saw, and it is different than the manufactured homes that Lester and I look at because they actually bring them in with a crane. So they will bring them in like slabs versus half and half. And we're really excited about that because I want to see this. Like I've never seen anything like it. So it'll be really fun to be able to see that puzzle get put back together. And then of course from there, then they have to have a plumber come out and Xander and my brother will do all the electric work, but they have to have an HVAC person come out and it'll be good. It'll be really good. So it's a ranch style house with a basement. The basement makes it much more safe for storms. That was one thing that they were really wanting to include. It was either a basement or a storm shelter because Kendra mainly, but both of them have some pretty big PTSD from this whole storm tree event. And I hate that for them because when the wind blows or it storms, she's still pretty panicked. So being able to have a basement for them will be important. I wonder if we should put pennies in their concrete. The more and more I think about this penny situation and the fact that pennies are going away, I'm like, maybe we should do that. Yeah, so we'll have to see about weather because they won't pour concrete on freezing days and it needs to cure when it's not freezing. They'll have to use warm water to be able to keep it above freezing. Like there's so many things that go into this. But I'm so excited that we're making progress and that things are finally moving and it will not be a walkout basement, Miss Laura. It'll just be a regular basement. Their stairs will come up in a closet off of their dining room. It won't be really a closet. It'll be a basement door that happens off of their dining room. I made a video about their little house that they selected when I was up there last month, right after Kinley was born. In fact, she was like 3 days old, I think. And we walked through that house and they fell in love with it. And we were already looking at building and all these other things and found this lot modular that was actually on clearance. They were trying to get it off of their lot. And they got a really good deal on it and it all made sense. We went through a lot of hoops about approvals and things like that. And it's turned out to be the most cost-effective solution for them. And it's a beautiful home. It's an absolute beautiful home. So it'll be really fun to be able to get that. And I'm just excited for them to do it. There was a piece of me, I'll be honest, that wanted them to fall in love with their little rent house the way I did. I love that little space. And it's not little, it's huge. It looks little from the outside, but that house it feels like home. When you walk in, it just feels like home. And I really wanted them to fall in love with that, consider buying that and fixing it up. But they love the town that they're from. They love the shed/garage that they have, and with understanding. That garage is a livable space. It has HVAC, it has a bathroom, it has a shower, now it has a washer and dryer. Like, I get it. That garage is also their social space and is a big part of their day to day. So having that and being in the town that they want to be in um, is important to them. The town, the town that they want to be in has backup generators for the entire city, and that is a huge selling point. The power never goes out ever. So when you think of that, that's kind of it's a perk over the rent house, because the rent house is in a different town that does not have that. So Diane says, for when Xander's in the doghouse. Yes, exactly. So that's where they want to be, and we were able to find a solution for it. We have some more hoops to jump through and things like that, but overall we've overcome a lot and they've overcome a lot, and I'm just excited to see them get to have this and to watch it grow, into what it will be fun as well. But for now, they're very content in that little rent house. And they've done a good job with organizing it all and getting everything into where it goes, and they feel at home. Yeah, so there are 2 communities in that county where they have whole city generators. It's wild, and it makes both of those towns very much their desired places to live because of that. So pretty neat, actually. It might be 3 towns now that I think about it, because one of them, it is 3 towns, 3 little towns. So Breeze, Beckemeyer, and Carlisle, Illinois, all have whole city generators. Pretty awesome. So they are blessed for that, and I understood why they wanted to be a part of that community. So anyway, who's cooking for Thanksgiving? Like, who's doing the cook? Like, I understand almost everyone here is probably cooking something, but who's cooking for Thanksgiving? They're not big towns, Lana. One of them has like 900 people. One of them has like 2,000, and I think the other one might have 2,500. They're very small towns. Ooh, a lot of y'all are cooking and hosting. Ooh, your husband's cooking. Sherry's cooking at her son's home. Rose lives in Beckemeyer. Rose, you're under the generator from Breeze then. A lot of people are going to their sisters for Thanksgiving. Some people have no plans. I will confess something. I used to dream of having no plans for Thanksgiving. I did. Growing up, holidays were times that, this is not a dig at my mother or my father, my parents fought over who went where. And it was never enough time at any place because we squeezed everything into one day. And I just remember like thinking of, we have to hurry up and eat and leave. And Christmas was the worst. But I vowed when Xander was born that I would never be that parent, step one, but that I would never try to squeeze everything into one day because it was too much. Not to mention some places were an hour drive each way, and like it took out all of the joy of the holidays. And I used to dream of just not. And while I've found a balance now, of like, spreading things out, and kind of became vocal about like, I can't be in 50 places at once. And of course, then I moved to Texas, and, that changed everything too. But I sort of said the same thing to Kendra and Xander about Kinley, because Kinley's 8 grandmas or 9 grandmas, they all host Thanksgiving. And picking and choosing and spreading out and making it still enjoyable for them as a family is really important as well. And I'm sure that Lester and I intend to go live on Thanksgiving. We do every single year. So if you're alone physically, you won't be alone because you can hang out with us. We typically go live pretty long on Thanksgiving and hang out. Farm chores don't stop on Thanksgiving for us either, but we do a lot of sharing of time on holidays and share it here because we understand that there are a lot of people who don't have plans and don't have family to be around and don't, or maybe you do and it's just not that day, or maybe you choose to be alone. Either way, you're welcome to join us. And I don't know what we'll be doing, but I promise that we'll come hang out and I'm sure we'll find something to do. Somebody says, when the family gets to be a bit much, I need a break. I feel that. We last year went to Sister Kim's, and I know we'll go again this year. I want to, number one, be super extra cautious because we leave the next week for our trip, and neither one of us can be sick. I go to a work conference, and then we'll spend some extra time, and we have no time to be sick. So spending time at Thanksgiving will probably be it'll feel a little bit distant to some of the Morrows. It's also, full disclosure, it's really loud at the Morrows on holidays, and it can be extremely overwhelming. So I'm okay with it being a short visit. I'm okay with that. And then this weekend, Jeff and Mary and Jaden are coming into town on Saturday. Saturday, I think, is when they fly in. So we're going to be training on farm chores and animal things because we are leaving Monday morning for our trip. God willing and the creek don't rise. Isn't that how you say that? But somebody says, I'm so shocked. The Morrows are loud. I was surprised too. Yeah. Zinc and vitamin C is probably a good idea. That's probably a really good idea, actually. I'm excited for a road trip with Lester and for him to get to experience some of the mini Pearl things. I hope our experience is not what I experienced the last 2 days. I genuinely hope that. I don't think it will be. We're not going to be as far away. And we can always come home if things change. Oh no. Oh no. Look what happened. Oh no. So we'll leave Monday. That gives us 2 days to be sure that Mary and Jeff have questions answered and whatnot. And we're a FaceTime away. We're a phone call away. It's not bad. And we'll also only be a few hours away, which will, just in case, be helpful. I don't know if Lester's talked about the plans for this trip yet. Has he announced what we're calling this trip to anyone yet? I'm gonna go down here to the comments and see. Has anybody told you at all? Has Loose Lips Lester spilled the beans on what we're calling this trip yet? He hasn't. Holy moly. Babe! Hold on. Maybe I'll just take you in there. Oh, my phone's off. All right. It's weird that he hasn't said it. Yeah, it's weird. Okay. Y'all ready? We're going on a little walking adventure. Let's hope that he has clothes on. Babe, are you dressed? Are you dressed? Do you have clothes on? You have kept a secret?
What do you mean? I'm wearing brown glasses. What are you doing?
You kept a secret
What secret?
about what we're calling the tour next week. The trip?
I thought it was a secret.
He forgot.
No, the gumbo tour.
Yeah. We're going on a gumbo tour. You didn't tell anybody that.
No, no.
Mark this down in the books that Lester has not shared something before I have, and he knew about it and didn't share it. We're going on a gumbo tour. We are seeking out the world's best gumbo next week, and we're so excited for it. Yeah, I've been marrowed. That's no joke. I can't believe it. I can't believe he hasn't. I don't even know how to take that. Is he not excited about it? Because that's kind of it's intentional for him, because Lester keeping a secret is unheard of. Like, that's just not. It's just not. We are going to gumbo country. Yeah, we are crossing state lines, and we are doing a gumbo tour in search of the world's best gumbo, because he loves gumbo more than anything. And his favorite is at the casino. Of all weird places, it's at the Indian Reservation Casino. So we are stepping outside of Texas, because my work conference is actually in New Orleans. And we are doing a gumbo tour. It's going to be good. It's going to be so good. For the record, I didn't tell him to not mention it. I didn't say, like, hey, don't tell anyone. Maybe that's the trick from now on. Either way, we leave Monday for the beginning of gumbo tour. And by the time that we get back, I imagine that we will have found the world's best gumbo. And if it's still the Indian Casino reservation place, I will be shocked, because we have plans. So, if you know New Orleans, if you know Louisiana, we're not just staying in New Orleans the whole time. I have a conference for 2 days there. And while I'm at my conference, he's going to find things to do. I promise you he will find things to do. But the rest of the time, we don't have a path or pattern or anywhere to be. So we intend to go where the wind blows, which is exciting, because that's what the mini pearl should be about, is go where we want to go, when we want to go, and just have our little space with us to do it. But we're going to find some gumbo. There is one place that in New Orleans that is on my list of must go, and maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. I think it's called Yvonne Floor, which is a fashion store. She's a lady, a lovely lady, who opened up her store, I don't know, 60 years ago in New Orleans. And she is on social media and has the most interesting stories and most interesting past. And I can't wait to meet her and to shop at her store and to just experience that. I think I'm saying her name right. Let me make sure I'm saying her name right. Hang on a second here. I think it's Yvonne Floor, right? Karen, am I saying that right? Hold on a second. I'm turning my phone back on. Okay, Cynthia knows. I don't like Bourbon Street in New Orleans, if I'm being really real here. Hang on a second here. Yvonne Floor. LaFleur. Yvonne LaFleur. Okay. So, hold on.
Family traditions.
So,
what dressing are you making?
She is one of the classiest.
Plan ahead of time, so that's Really just the right thing to do. Organization will keep you stress.
She is a classy older woman who has so much experience in New York City and Paris and France, and she makes custom suits for women. And she knows everything there is to know about New Orleans and Louisiana. So I have been following her for quite some time, and I want to step foot in her store. Doesn't mean I'll buy anything, but I want to see it. Yeah. Yvonne LaFleur. That's her name. If you haven't checked her out, do so I think she's on Facebook only. Maybe she's on TikTok. I don't know, but I know her from Facebook. And suits, SUIT suits. So she makes business suits, classy suits and dresses and handbags, and she doesn't do shoes anymore, but hats and coats and dresses and just really beautiful things. It's expensive. Like the other day she was like, and this is our sale rack for $59 each. And I was like, whoo, I will be able to buy a suit one day. But I still want to be able to, I want to go. When in Rome, you must check out the things that you are curious about. And her stories intrigue me left and right. And I'm going. That's my one place I want to go. Lester, on the other hand, wants to try gumbo at so many places, and I am here for it and can't wait to see his requirements and his rubric. You all know that Lester likes a rubric of like, how do we grade things and how do we look for things? So that'll be good. I also would love to visit Magazine Street. So our plan is leave Monday. My conference doesn't start till Tuesday morning. So Monday will be a drive explore time. Monday, my conference, have no idea what Lester's going to do, but he's going to do it. I have dinner that evening as well. So I will probably not be available till 7 p.m. So he is completely on his own on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm done at noon. So we'll probably do a little bit more exploring, but I imagine then that night we'll take off and go on to our next place. Meanwhile, Jeff and Mary will be here with Jaden. I know that we intend to go out to dinner on Saturday night with them. I don't know if they know that yet, but we intend to take them to dinner Saturday night. Sunday will be a lot of like double, triple checking, make sure that they have all of their questions answered, all of that. And then Monday we'll get up pretty early and head out. And then I'm hoping that Jeff and Mary do some exploring, that they aren't just parked on the farm or the ranch, and that they do some exploring of their own and have some fun while they're in town as well. I will stock the RV with drinks and snacks and a few other things. But I hope that they check out some of our restaurants and get to explore while they're in town as well. So yeah. Peggy's making dresses. Jeff's taking notes. We'll see. Anyway, I just hope they have fun while they're here. I hope that it's not so serious. I hope that they get, there's not crazy amounts of things to do in Livingston, but there is some. There's some shopping. We have bowling. We have plenty of places to eat. And of course, our friends are here too to be able to help out if they need it. So there's little Chris and big Chris that'll be around to help. I'm sure that Uriel will be a phone call away. And of course, any of the Morrows as well. Lufkin is 30 minutes away. There's actually a zoo up there if the weather's nice. Not that you need a zoo because we kind of have one of our own. And Lufkin has quite a bit of other things to do as well. But I just hope they're not bored. That would be my one thing, is like, I hope they're not bored. I don't want them to be bored. That would be such a shame for them to be bored. The new Barndo that the Barndo Opera House, I think is what he's calling it. I will admit that I walked in it today and sang a little bit, and it has really great acoustics. So you could have a concert at the JL North if you wanted to. That might be something. You just never know. Anyway, I've been rambling on for a long dang time tonight, and it was so good to be able to hang out with y'all and have a normal Timeout Tuesday to sit here face to face to just talk about all the things. But if there are things here or Louisiana that you think that we should make as part of our stop, whether it be a food reason or a visit reason or an exploring reason, or even into the Alabama, Pensacola area down there, like we have not made up our minds on which path we're going to go and what we're going to do or anything like that. All I know is we're going on a gumbo tour until our stomachs can't handle it anymore. And hopefully that's every day. Gumbo, and more gumbo and more gumbo. But I'm excited. I'm excited for just some time together and to be able to use the mini pearl for what we intended it to be for and to do it together, because obviously I've done it myself now several times and then also have taken Steve with me, but now a trip with Lester sounds like it's just what the doctor ordered. So I love y'all so very much. I am so grateful that you give me the greatest gift of all, which is your time, that you spend that Timeout Tuesday with me, that you come hang out with me during the week, during my videos and other random lives. And just hope you know that I appreciate you. Oh no, and we're glitching again. It's telling me I'm done. It's kicking me off. I hope y'all sleep well. I hope you stay well. And tomorrow morning's video is a good one. I promise you. Y'all, good night. I'm being kicked out. I love you. I'll end this the same way. Hopefully I'll end this the same exact way.
She logs off late from a long day's call, solving problems, juggling it all. When the day is done and the sun goes down, she trades a job for the open ground. There's hay to haul and stalls to clean, a muddy path where her soul feels seen. It's not just chores, it's something more. It's the dream she's always been working for. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's proven what a dream is worth. You don't need fame, you don't need praise, just a will to give and a heart that stays. She's got spreadsheets open by morning light, with horses waiting come early night. She's not chasing gold or spotlight gleam, she's just living out her kind of dream. Long days, sore hands, and early starts, but the work she does with heart. 'Cause when you earn it with your time and sweat, you never live with the one regret. Ooh. So don't you wait for the perfect day. Find your fire and lay. You can thrive in both your worlds, wearing strength like a strand of pearls. From suits to